Hi, welcome. I'm here with Phil, who's an Army Reservist, and we're going to be asking some questions, finding out more about what it is he gets up to. Thanks for joining me today, Phil.
No problem, thank you.
So, I came here today and I've literally asked somebody, I said, what is a reservist? You see it everywhere. Can you tell me in your own words, as an Army Reservist, what it is you get up to?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Army Reserve does essentially everything that the regular Army does, but on a reserve basis. So we, for lack of a better phrase, we fill the gaps if there is a requirement where a unit isn't quite the strength, and we support the regular Army in any which way they need supporting.
So it could be anything, and you don't quite know what you're going to have put on your plate, really.
Exactly right. Yeah. So we during the pandemic, we had a lot of calls for guys to go out with assistance with the response to that. We've also had guys do operational tours in places like Iraq and Afghanistan. So it really could be anything from the civil assistance right the way through to combat operations.
That's, like you say, you don't know quite what it is you're going to get. So you've said to me today that you've come from work, or you're going to work. What do you do for work then?
So I work for Emergent Bank. I work for Close Brothers Group, and I specialise in asset finance for the manufacturing sector. So I know, which is completely different to what we do, but that's sometimes that's the point, really. The Army Reserve offers me a detachment from the corporate civilian world, which is really, really positive. But also I have my civilian job, which is hugely supportive of what I do within the Army Reserve.
I've never thought about it as the Army Reserve just sort of supporting you in that other sense. You sort of assume it's going to be your civil job as the support for that other life, isn't it? But I can see how it can work both ways there.
Absolutely, yeah. The training that you get from the Army Reserve actually benefits civilian employers more than what they may think. I think civilian employers tend to assume that within the military it's lots of shouting, lots of pointing, you're doing it this way. That it has completely changed now. So the training that I get within the unit, within the regiment, or within the wider army, assists me with my civilian role in regards to whether it be just mindset, whether it be motivation, or just the ability to break a task down into components and bite-sized chunks.
And deal with it in more manageable fashion
exactly
like that.
Right,
yeah, absolutely. So we're here today, obviously celebrating employers joining the Armed Forces Covenant, things like this. What do you know about the Covenant? What do you think the benefits of it are?
I think the Armed Forces Covenant is really, really important. I think it's that really vital link between employers and potential servicemen and women who are going to come in and join the Army Reserve. I think sometimes the assumption of what the Army Reserve is puts employers off, allowing their staff members to join. And I think the Armed Forces Covenant does a really good job in actually dispelling those myths, letting them know what the individuals are going to be getting up to, but also what the benefits are for the employers themselves.
It's that two-way dialogue, isn't it? And I think that's what's really important to open up. It's the employer and the Armed Forces community. It's what support's available, but what also support's needed as well, because you might not know.
Absolutely. I think one of the prime examples is Op Bridge, which was when Her Majesty the Queen passed away. The regiment that we did were part of the Royal Gun Salutes down at Cardiff Castle. On the Thursday, I was at the NEC doing an exhibition with work, and I saw a notification came on my phone. 24 hours later, I was in my blue uniform on the gun in Cardiff Castle, firing off. So you're right, it can move quite quickly. It is that two-way dialogue, but I think with that particular experience, my employer said, look, this is once in a lifetime, absolutely. Do you mind if we put it in the newsletter? So of course, yeah, absolutely.
Not going to happen again, something like that, touch wood.
Well, not anytime soon.
Not anytime soon,
I have to say, because it was an absolutely huge undertaking for the regiment and the army as a whole. So, we don't like to see things like that happen too often.
No, fingers crossed. Well, Phil, thanks for joining me today. It's been great to hear from you today, and hope you do indeed get that bacon roll later on.
Perfect. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.